So yeah, hi. I am Vishal, and I recently launched a brand. The name of the brand is Echo. It's ACWO. W is smaller in the letter. So this eco, मतलब अंदर की आवाज जो होती है, so that's the way how we have made this name Echo. So this brand is into TWS and smartwatches of now. We are coming up with smart ring and other gadgets. My family business altogether is the same line. We are manufacturers in India for power banks, chargers, cable, batteries, everything we do. So भैया लोग काफी पहले से कर रहे थे. I started this years back. To pump up the market, we have recently tied up with Sunil Chetri, Indian Food Company, the brand ambassador for us. Way to go. We have started on 1st of November, doing good. I want CleverTap to be a part of my journey now. Starting से मैं सब कुछ जोड़ता जा रहा हूँ, जैसे कि चीजें life should be easy for me. Things are going good. I'm getting good numbers. People are accepting my brand. It is pretty important. 50% अभी से prepaid होने लग गया तो अच्छा लग रहा है. ठीक है लोग. People are accepting the brand. That is very important. So that's about my brand. Thank you.
So good evening. My name is Rohit Bachhawat, and I'm founder and CEO of Litmus. So Litmus, again, in similar lines, we are into the technology and lifestyle space. We have recently, in 2020s, we had launched our brand into the whole grooming and person care space. So we started off with a couple of SKUs, and today we have close to about 20 odd SKUs, which is focused towards grooming for men, women, and lifestyle grooming. So we have an entire range of trimmers, shavers, colors, and so on and so forth covered for men and women. And very recently we got into lifestyle grooming like gum steamers, and so the whole premise of the brand is, of course, these products already exist in the market. So how are we different? So that question always pops up. I mean, there has to be some something which becomes a core for a brand. So for us, it was more about offering our consumers the highest build quality and tech specs. So while we were doing our usual market research and surveys, we realized that the category is still predominantly captured by legacy brands, and so there definitely is a scope where if you can offer consumers personalized options, more curated solutions, and solutions with better technology at a similar price point, then a consumer would definitely want to upgrade. So our products have always been inclined towards offering solutions than just a product. So that's our journey. It's been about a year and a half, from 2 SKUs to 20 SKUs, and on being about 17 different marketplaces. Last month we went live through our offline channels. So Bangalore is our test market, and we've already got our products in about 140 odd retail stores. So that's our journey.
Welcome, Vishal.
Hey everyone, this is Jugal from Bombay. Bombay is a 10-year-old apparel and accessories brand focused towards making travel-inspired, sustainable clothing.
Hi everyone, I'm Ritu. I am heading the e-commerce business at Soch Apparels and Apparel, and also doing digital consulting.
Hi, I'm Praveen. I'm from Club Tailor. We are in the online tailoring space. On November 15th, we've launched the Sarees marketplace business.
Hi, I'm Malvika. I'm the founder of SEREKO. So SEREKO is India's first psychodermatology brand. Psychodermatology is psychology plus dermatology. I mean, if we have time, I'd like to give a quick snippet of the concept. Please go for it. Yeah. So psychodermatology is basically psychology plus dermatology. I think we all concur that when we're stressed or we're anxious, it shows up on our skin as various skin concerns. And like stress and anxiety triggers a lot of skin concerns like acne, inflammation, pigmentation, skin sensitivity. So, I was just at this panel talking that your skin is the largest organ of your body, and your heart is one of the smallest organs of your body. We all know that stress and anxiety can cause a heart attack. Then why will it not affect the skin? We also associate stress and anxiety with hair fall. So ultimately your hair and your scalp is a part of the skin, then why will it not affect the skin, the face? So psychodermatology is a very widely practiced niche of dermatology in the US. And we partnered with a psychodermatologist scientist from the US who has 40 years of practice in psychiatry and dermatology to develop patented blends, which basically reduce your stress with regular usage. So it's not aromatherapy or Ayurveda, it's all clinically backed RT-PCR tests done to measure the cortisol levels of the respondents. So with regular usage of our products like our cleanser, toner, moisturizer, serum, you will realize your stress levels have remarkably reduced. So that's the USP of the brand. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Malvika.
Thank you.
So, hello everyone, I'm Amrita Patil. I lead the e-commerce business for Storia Foods and Beverages. So, the brand is a 5-year-old brand founded by Mr. Vishal Shah, second generation entrepreneur, and based in Mumbai. The brand is into impulse category, it's beverages. We had a breakthrough in organized retail, modern trade and e-commerce with our 1 liter value pack of coconut water, so which has been the hero SKU for us. But essentially, I mean, it's impulse category. We also have other products, 100% juices. We just started, launched a sugarcane juice, which is again in a value pack of 750 ml. And we are exploring various use cases for coconut water. I mean, of course, health is one use case that consumers buy for, but still the repeat purchases or retention is something that's maybe 30% of the overall monthly sales, and 70% are still new to brand customers. So just exploring more on consumer engagement. Having said that, we've grown 7 to 8x in last 1 year on e-com alone, with contributing to more than 60% of the business. But yeah, so consumer engagement is something that we are currently working on.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Malvika.
Hi everybody, I'm Shivani. I'm the co-founder and CMO of Uptownie. We're a fast fashion women's wear brand. We currently have an Instagram following of over 250K, which we've built over the last 7 years. So for us, building a community and sort of keeping the customer engaged through social channels is a very core part of our business. We retail through all of India's leading marketplaces and our own website, which is www.uptownie.com. So our key insight into the brand that we're building is that Indian women didn't have a Western wear brand that was both affordable and made for their body type and their preferences, unlike a lot of international brands where the color palettes are extremely muted or the price point is unreachable for a lot of the buying audience in India. So that's what we offer. We offer a value product that is still aligned to global trends and is suited to the Indian preferences and climate, etc.
Hi everyone, my name is Puneet. I head data science at Wakefit. So some of you may know, others I'll introduce. Wakefit is an e-commerce company. They are India's biggest online furniture company, I think, or will be. But definitely the biggest mattress company. So we started as a mattress company, pivoted to being full home solution in last about 4 years. We have we touch every aspect of your home, from living to bedroom to kitchen to every other place, and we sell across all the major marketplace as well as Wakefit.co. And we recently launched stores. 1.5 years back, 40 plus stores and 400 plus multi-brand outlets. It's been phenomenal growth over the last 7 years since we started the whole thing. And surprisingly, to this category, which is a mattress you don't buy every day, you don't buy bed sheet every day, you don't buy a sofa every day, but still we have seen a reasonably high percentage of repeat, 30 plus percentages of repeat from the overall base, about month on month or a quarter to quarter level. And retention is relatively lower, a smaller period retention. Like I come from that background of technology and data science, I love to speak about these numbers, so please excuse me. But yeah, customer engagement, I think in building the brand, we are building the value that we have proposed to the customer. Customer engagement, their loyalty has played a vital role. I think we have grown because of the word of mouth, thanks to our customers and promoters, of course. So that has been the reason why we have become so big. So yeah, customer engagement and customer experience is of utmost value to us. And you'll hear that in every Wakefit meeting if you ever get to. You'll see that if there's one thing that we love to speak for long lens is customer experience. Thank you.
I was going to say that I'm the odd man out, but I see one more odd man. The offline retailer, majorly LuLu. My name is Anil, and I head the IT for LuLu. We are into retail, malls, hospitality, logistics, white kitchens, multiple of them. So I handle the IT for now. And as we speak, I'll tell you more about it.
I am Subodh. I'm from Bombay. Bombay is into home interiors, so we do into home interiors for homeowners. Lastly, this is an unorganized space. We are very fragmented. Customers are plagued with problems like uncertain experience and unpredictability. They start with a budget of say 5 lakhs, will finish it in 8 lakhs. They start thinking their homes will be done in 3 months, it takes 6 months. In quality also they have no idea because they are buying this for the first time in their life and they have no idea what they are buying. So they don't even get to know if they have bought some substandard products. So yeah, I mean, that's where we are in trying to fix this problem.
I guess most of them.
Perfect. I think we can start. Very, very good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone had a good lunch today. I happened to be with Anil during lunch. Did not know we were in the same session. I honestly didn't. But a couple of things that I picked up from our conversation. First of all, a very brief introduction for myself. I am Pallavi Malhotra. For more than a decade, I've been in the marketing automation space, being part of building a product, being part of promoting a product, and now part of CleverTap for more than a year now. I head the business for South and West, and my bread and butter comes from engaging with brands like yourself, from the D2C space, from the BFSI space, from the hospitality space. So I'm fortunate enough to talk to everybody from different walks of life and understand what is it that can help them with their consumer engagement with or without the product that I'm offering. So thanks a lot for your presence today. I would like to start with a very good conversation that I have with Anil, and I would only want 2 of you to volunteer for this. What are the 2 or 3 buzzwords in marketing that you hear today that you would absolutely want to refrain from talking, not just in this panel, but you've had enough of listening to those words, and every time that you enter a discussion, it seems like a repetition. And then all of us will try not to use those words and make this a very difficult conversation. So please go forward.
Generative AI. 200 times today.
Great, so generative AI is one, absolutely. I really hope it does not play in my presentation. What else? I think generative AI would also cover ChatGPT, so I think safe to say that that's not the word for today. Retention, great, absolutely. Anything else, Puneet?
I actually, the word I'm going to say is something which I've done multiple times. I actually love it.
Yeah.
But I hate it because it is the most misused word, personalization.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. I think everyone, if you were to write 100 words about personalization today, we'd have very, very different versions of it.
Every company in different walks of wherever they are,
yeah.
They think of personalization very differently. It means very different for someone like LuLu.
Absolutely.
It means very different for someone like me.
Perfect. So generative AI, retention and personalization. The topic for today is unlocking limitless customer lifetime value. I would really love to see the play of words that we have going forward. And part of the topic also says curating everlasting personalized experiences. So all the best to everyone. Perfect. I think one of the key things where I would like the discussion to be is that in a space where digital is a very common word, people keep talking about a segregation between online and offline brands. I think we can all safely agree that we're ultimately serving the same customer. What we want to understand is what are the most effective ways of engagement with them? What are the best ways of understanding who your end customer is? Because your customer is evolving. If not with your brand, with some other brand. They've had a journey of their own in the last 2 decades. A lot has changed, not just in terms of marketing, but also in terms of the way customers perceive a brand. They've been loyal to a lot of brands. They haven't been loyal to a lot of other brands where discounting was the only play. So I would want to first start with understanding engagement. The engagement can be digital or offline. And I would like to ask a question, and please feel free, whoever wants to pick it up. What are the most effective strategies for engagement that you seek today? And those engagement strategies that lead you to understanding a deeper customer behavior or understanding your customer better. Because if you were to tell me who your ideal customer today is, I would want to understand how did you come to that conclusion and what essentially brought you to that conclusion today, that if I get hundreds of people like Mr. X, this is going to make my brand shine. So whoever wants to pick it up, I would love to also call out names, but right now we just want whoever's interested, please. Okay, I think Malvika.
Okay, so for customer engagement, I think through, of course, engagement through a lot of these, I think offline pop-ups have helped us. And I'm a fairly new brand, we are just 5 months old. So for us, apart from engagement on social media, community building through that, and directly conversing with the consumer and making them a part of the product development, design and communication journey, I think an omni-channel presence is what has helped us kind of drive up the engagement with the consumer. So I think what happens is when we engage with the consumer offline, that consumer may not convert in that moment, but we're able to, for sure, like 90% time we're able to convert that consumer who's visited us in an offline event at the online space. We're able to, if we have that information, we're able to target them and we're able to convert them. So engagement from that perspective, I think for us, an omni-channel presence is what we're kind of, looking at.
I think that's lovely. Whoever wants to please go ahead.
Okay, so you asked me who's your customer, right? For me, I define it as a very simple thing. Anyone who travels is my customer, right? So everything that comes as part of your shopping list, right? We make those products, right? We even reverse engineer most of our product spread based on that particular customer. So instead of the other way around, identifying a customer, I make products for the people I already know who are going to travel. So in terms of engagement, what has worked is our Instagram platform, which is literally just a community. I don't do product marketing over there. I don't do any sales announcement. There's no sales pitch. There's no product halo kind of communication happening. It's just a community of people just sharing pictures of their travels. My product may or may not be in there. Right? So that's the most effective way of engagement I've found for at least my cohort.
Okay, thank you.
I would really concur with him because today identifying who your customer is really difficult because you want to widen your customer base. And I'm sure everybody would agree that as of today, acquiring the customer is one of the most difficult challenges, and that's what all of us are trying to do. But on the other side, it's very easy to lose one bad experience, and I'm sure 8 out of 10 times, 8 customers would not come back to the brand. Now, talking about customer engagement, I think exactly what he said, it's to define the the whole engagement goal. What are you trying to achieve out of that engagement? When he was saying that my engagement goal is basically to build a community, build a forum, no announcements, no sales, just be part of the community. So defining that is very important. Once you define that, then you know what media to choose. But unless that's not clear, it becomes very difficult because with the amount of content and media available, you don't know where to focus on. So I really feel that defining that engagement goal becomes very important.
I think for us, we have multiple kind of customers, right? Because we service their entire journey. For example, if I do it well, probably 30-year journey is life cycle for us, and at every time or every stage, the needs are different. And if we are at every stage of their journey, if I'm able to give them good content-based stuff, and that's what we do on social media a lot more. How I can help them at that stage of life has really worked well for us. We put out generally everything for all, it's not been working for us so much. But a lot more targeted and engaging or information stuff has always worked for us.
Different perspective here. I agree to what Mr. was saying. I think what works well at any point of time is building a community for yourself. You are, as you rightly said, everyone is a customer. You just need to find them. Right? Who will find it for you? If you go by yourself, it's very difficult to find for you. If a community goes by, they bring in people. I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to make a point of. We run hypermarkets, so we have grocery, fashion, all of it, whatever you name it, and we got it under the table. We opened our Bangalore store. I didn't have to say a single word to any of the customers of telling them, okay, you know what, your food is kept here, your meat is kept here, your fish is kept here, your groceries are kept there. None. But I could see people taking their friends together and saying that, you know what, there you will find this part of this location, you will find this. That's the community already created. I didn't have to go and get his friend for him and ask him to walk around the whole park. Right? It was like the blueprint on that. Right? Because the statements which you make are that you globally anywhere, wherever you go to the LuLu hypermarket, you will find the blueprint the same. Yeah, consistency, seamlessness is what we should be carrying across. Anywhere we try to experiment, make a noise of it that we are trying to experiment, do not consider this as a core of it. But the core is something which should be the way it should be. It really drives the community, and the community drives more customers.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Anybody else who would want to add up? Ritu? Anything?
So I think as a fashion brand, Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a fashion brand, when we speak about engagement, I think where we are seeing the difference is when we project our product as a slice of life for the customer. So if it's ethnic wear or if it's like I'm promoting say bridal collection right now, the entire shoot has to create that feel of it, or at least a subset of it has to create what I do about it, because if I keep it against a blank platform or a blank background, it doesn't do it. Again, when as a fashion brand, when we are, servicing products from like, a regular wear tunic to a wedding lehenga or things like that, again, the slice of life is very important because the customer has to be able to resonate with it. And we are fortunate that for a brand like Soch, I was just mentioning to someone that our highest performance, in terms of performance marketing, we get the highest ROAS from Google brand search, which means that we have a very strong brand pull. So, which means we built that loyalty and an impression in the mind of the customer, and to be able to honor it and ensure that the service levels are kept to that level where they do not move away from us. That is very, very important. So, again, the engagement that we drive is more in terms of ensuring that we give them the right product at the right price, at the right experience, and the right experience to go with it, whether it is online, offline, or omni, whatever we do. And the other challenge, much to my dislike, is what really buzzes in fashion is discounts. It really buzzes in discounts. So I have seen, if I run a promotion which says 50% discount, I'll get very high ROAS on it, I'll get very high impressions, everything will be great. But the good part is I can keep a small collection there and then have the customer come to my website and buy high price products. So in fact, yeah, we do that a lot, and especially when we are selling, like we're trying to now break into the international market also online. And I was like, international customers barely makes any difference, $5 ka difference padega, why promote this?
Yeah.
But the sales that we see or the traction that we see, it comes from the campaigns which speak out discount. All the products which are being sold are full price products. So I think sometimes it's just that nudge. You may need to use it, not a great way to do it, should not be the way to do it. But unfortunately, that is something which we've been observing.
Thank you. Anybody else who would like to add? Please come.
I think for us and maybe for anybody trying to sell to a young. I think for us and for anybody trying to sell to a younger millennial / Gen Z audience, a very key part of customer engagement is user-generated content, and really trying to push that out, because Gen Z kids relate even less to influencers than they do to their own friends and people who are like them. So if you give them somebody who may not look all that glamorous and aspirational, but that person is sort of a mirror of themselves, that is far more convincing for conversion than me even putting something potentially on a mini celebrity. Obviously not a big celebrity, I'm not saying Valia, but wears my clothes, it won't sell, it will sell. But if if I put it on some TV personality versus if I put it on somebody who looks right like them and is living the life that they live, then that really helps. So for example, we have one viral product with some random customer wore and like created a reel, put it on Instagram. It led to 100 organic orders. I didn't pay a cent for that marketing, I didn't pay a cent for that content, and it was just because that person had really built the funnel for that particular product. And it's not some big time influencer, somebody with 5,000 followers. It was absolutely insane to see. But I do see that on a sort of recurring basis, maybe not at that particular scale, but I think sort of doubling down on user-generated content and making sure that a customer feels close to you as a brand, like you're speaking to them, not just showing them a product. That's really important. And another aspect that I have found particularly helpful for customer sort of engagement is to engage in personal branding. If you are the kind of person, if you and your TG are the same, then you should leverage that strength. So a lot of skincare founders, I think they do this to good effect, is where they make the videos themselves, and that builds brand trust and loyalty, because if somebody has not heard of you, but they can see who you are, they're less likely to say, are you a scam? And people in India ask that question, even if you have 300k followers on Instagram, they'll be like, are you a fraud? Are you a scam? Like, no. But if they're able to see the person behind the brand, it helps build a certain degree of initial trust and buy-in.
Perfect, thank you. I think I completely resonate with the community engagement and the user-generated content part. More so because I've been a customer of Wakefit exclusively because of that, where my friend bought a mattress and I was told that it's a very good mattress and you're killing yourself at night by sleeping on something else, and that's how I got to know of the brand. Which interestingly brings me to my next question, very much in line with what everybody discussed. What strategies do you find most effective in transitioning from the initial customer engagement into building some very long-lasting relationships with your customers? Because to get them for the first time, might be, okay, I should not say that I actually get penalized for it every time I say might be relatively easier. No, it's not easy. Customer acquisition is actually the toughest part of the funnel. But once the customer has come and made a purchase with you, how do you make sure, how you're able to extract the maximum lifetime value? Or how do you make sure that your brand is always relevant for this customer, in the next couple of quarters, in the next couple of months, or let's say in the next couple of years? So anybody, please, floor's open to everyone.
I'll share my experience at Wakefit and previous ones as well. And I think what has worked well for us at Wakefit has been delivering the best possible product to customer, riding on the quality of the product, and then helping them with, so we have a proper CX flow where given that you have bought, you would have gotten a call for instruction that how to use this product. You should flip it in case you want a harder, or flip it in case you want a softer. You should rotate 180 degree every X number of months. How to clean that, how to maintain it. In the first initial days, just not asking them to give you a review, not asking them for anything in return, but just showing that you care helps. But over a long period of time, I think when you have more than 1 million customers, you can't do it for everyone. Yet the personalization as a thing changes. It can't be calling the customer yourself, being founder or whatever. It trickles more into how you help them make decisions with fewer touch. Be in their headspace with little effort, and effort that is not so much in your face. So, I mean, like you said, acquiring customers is really, really difficult, and it's where you spend a lot of money. And it's where most of us spend most of our time. How do we get a customer? But I think retaining over a long period of time is more important, if not so. But and the reason it is difficult is because there'll be brands which have like you're in fashion. So you would know that it's a high repeat thing, that it can repeat everything. But then there are brands like us. You're not going to buy mattress every day, but you will definitely rotate bed sheets. So let me create a product which is complementary to my existing product range. Having an offering which is complementary, having a product line which is which touches every walk of the life in the space that you are in, definitely helps. And then user engagement, not just in terms of the CX call that happens, reminders over like all the CRM activities that happen, that hey, we have just launched this, why don't you just come and try it? Hey, we have opened a store next to where you live, why don't you come and visit? Hey, we are having this event at our store, why don't you come and check it out? Check out our sofa, check out this, check out that. And the frequency of that. So Anil may not remember, but long back, Starbucks was my client when he was at Starbucks. And we used to handle loyalty for Starbucks. A lot of great learnings from there, and how do you build that brand.
One of the most famous loyalty programs.
Of course, in my opinion, the best globally.
Yes.
So, so that is, and there you can see how much you care for the customer. Sending a CRM message every day may not be the best practice, but sending it periodically to stay in their brain space definitely helps. And once you have that much of a customer that they can give a certain amount of revenue to you over a month on month, week on week, year on year period, why not capitalize on that? Why just focus on acquiring customers? Why not focus on retaining? And having constant touch points, of course, periodic, not every week. And being more, offering as much of a relevant product as possible, and offering as much of a complementary or supplementary product as you can, because somebody who has purchased a travel necklace may or may not need a bed. So just try to be judicious to them. That really helps for category like us, and of course different category, different problem, different solutions. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, please.
So actually, just to add to what you said, repeat customer for us, fashion, of course, we want to repeat them if possible every week. But what really works again in our cases, especially because acquiring customers is expensive, the CAC costs, make the journey as pain-free as possible. So I'm sure none of us can make it like absolutely seamless. Like I have people who come and tell me, I think Soch as a brand is expensive. There's not much I can do about that. If we compare it, I can give them touch points saying Viva itna hai, W itna hai, but it doesn't make sense. So those things you have to accept and say, okay, fine, now we know we are fairly priced and this is the best we can do. But if somebody comes and tells me, mera return nahi ho raha, mera refund nahi ho raha hai, out of 100 customers who face that pain, maybe just 5 are speaking out. So it's so important that any pain point that comes to your notice, which is process oriented, that can't be fixed, we really have to fix that. because only if it is paid free they want to come again. And I personally have had experiences with the best of brands where I would not want to engage with them through one channel because it's being paid free for me. That is one. And second, I think the lifetime value of a customer just does not depend upon that customer. It depends upon the word of mouth that they have with everyone else. Like a friend recommended Wakefit to you, so that's also the lifetime value of that customer who could get other customers. So paying a lot of conscious, paying a lot of attention to that as to what is the pain point or the positive can really impact. And today we have all the feedback mechanisms, like there are reviews on the websites, there are on support, the customers sometimes blare at us or whatever, but try to get to the essence of it and address the pain point. That's the best way to build retention.
Amrita, if you have something to add to that, please.
So yeah, coming from an impulse category, I mean, it's a totally different experience for us. So retaining a consumer offline in a store is still easier because we can give them that experience. We work a lot with consumers on sampling, testing, telling about the product and then making them taste it and really let the quality of the product talk to the consumer. But on e-commerce, yes, so we had this conundrum that, so what will work, when there are already established brands with way higher in a product life cycle, than Storia in coconut water as a category. So we worked very closely with the retailers to get data of what other things the consumer is buying. As you said, you have complementary products to offer, but for us it's all beverages, so the consumer is not going to buy coconut plus juice A and B and C. So then how could we target the categories which were bought along with beverages, or else create different use cases for the same product. So in summers, yes, it's a beverage, people are buying it just to quench their thirst. But incidentally, our sales grew after July, August, September, when there are for health reasons, outbreak of dengue, yes, and after that for gifting as well. So if somebody has already tried the product, it's more likely that he will give the product as well. So Diwali gifting and other use cases now, as whether people use it as a hangover cure. In the party season, although it's cold, the temperatures are dropping, so we're just experimenting with different use cases for the product.
Very interesting. Anil, I think you have something.
No, I've been hearing everyone and really valid points, but the crux to this is, data was never unavailable for us. Data was always there. We've been hearing customers on online space, offline space, right, everywhere, wherever you speak. The challenge with everyone on retaining a customer is a turnaround time to what you hear. As rightly said, you have problems, you have things, and we've been hearing it. But are your teams, are your culture agile enough to go back and correct it at the moment of time? That's the key around it. We've been hearing data, he's been crunching data for me for long, right? But if you look at it from a Starbucks standpoint also, it's like how fast do you go and rectify what you're hearing? How fast are you acting on that element? That's a challenge. If you're agile enough, you retain him forever. If you're not agile enough, you're losing him the very next. You may take him for more 2 or 3 runs, the 4th run you're losing him for sure. I think that is the key.
Agility is the key to retaining.
So, in my business, I think it's the first order. We are into personalized garments, right? If I don't get the first order right, he's not going to come back for what I do. And we get wedding orders, so that's the most dangerous where you can screw up, right? One bad order and 30 people know that, without tailor, you should not go. Good order, 10 people will know. So that's the risk. And so we build processes internally so that those don't happen, right? Trials, fittings, check-ins, a lot of QC happens before the order goes out. So that's one of our important points, the way we have to get repeat through. is our first order for us is the most critical, and of course then the rest CRM content and all that follow. For us, the first order, the first experience of the customer is very important.
So I think in the skincare category, when we talk about LTV, the consumer stickiness in this category is very, very low. So, I think everybody here would agree that you have at least 5 brands on your shelf. On your bathroom shelf, you would have at least 5 different brands that you're using.
I'm glad that also men are body to this.
Yeah, true. I mean, everybody.
We're not saying it's ours. It is there on the shelf. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So many brands, you just stick with one.
Right, so nobody sticks to the same brand. I think everybody's spoiled for choice because the category is so saturated. There's so many options. So for us to drive customer retention, especially for a brand like mine, where we're focusing so much on innovation, we're a new brand, we have patents, and we're like a completely innovation-driven brand. So for us, I think consumer retention would come from efficacy. Trial generation you can do with the help of your packaging and the sensorials and the fragrance and the touch and feel of the product. That is why the consumer will pick up the product from the shelf. And because ultimately what brands do is they enter into a price war. They slash prices, like you were saying. Discounting is the easiest way to market. Both everybody will do. Like all skincare brands also, Myntra sale is happening, Amazon sale is happening. All these guys, all these marketplaces reach out to us, and they're like offer discounts. They compel us to offer discounts. They're like, if you want to be visible on my homepage, you have to give a discount. We don't have a choice. So for us, I think customer retention comes from constant innovation in the category, and of course talking to the consumer on a very one-to-one basis and understanding the pain points. I think someone here was mentioning pain points. So understanding that, and then immediately turn around also, immediately being able to provide that solution to the consumer. So trend forecasting also, so to say. So like the kombucha range recently has really picked up in skincare. Whoever launched the first kombucha range must have done a forecast of the trend that okay, kombucha will be served in all coffee shops going forward, and that's when you should hit the market. So I think trend forecasting and then innovation, constant innovation is something that consumers will not stick to your brand. That's for sure.
So I want to add here, the way he said that turnaround time should be fast. It is happening. Why? Because now every consumer is on social media. If you not respond them, they will write something bad about you on social media. And that is the biggest thing why brands have started responding to the challenges or the problems of the customers. बाकी हम बाद में पहले try करते हैं, otherwise comment गंदा हो सकता है. That is the first brand advocacy is happening. Is the biggest parameter number one. Number two, the garment business was always the biggest market in India. But now after the lifestyle gadgets like earbuds, smartwatches, coming days you will see smart rings. So these have taken a good space. मतलब कपड़े से पहले what brand you are wearing was the important, but now what brand watches you are wearing, what color earbud you are wearing, what smartwatch you are wearing is also make a sense. And that too you can have different color smartwatches altogether which can match your outfit. So the market is beginning to up. Now we have that much of amount only. A consumer has that much amount only. So they will spend on either they will spend on the garment or they will spend on the lifestyle gadgets. So we have to make sure that whenever we are giving a reason to buy a particular product, we should tell them that this is a season, you can match this smartwatch with your outfit, so they can connect with it. अरे हाँ मैं ये खरीद सकती हूँ. In spite of buying a bangle, I can buy a smartwatch which will match my outfit. So this is how a brand can approach the customer and can get a repeat sale. Otherwise for us, if they have bought a smartwatch, they will not buy it for a year's time. तो अभी भी तो लिया था. या फिर next time we buy करेंगे तो they will have multiple brand as well. So there is how we can play a picture of getting a repeat business.
I'll very interestingly add on to something that Malvika was saying. We were talking about the first consumers, right? And all of us were nodding. And Anil was mentioning that we may not be the users, but we do have the products there. I'm the other way around. I said when the product is already there, why not use it? So you've already paid for it, right? So and then when you apply or use it and you start feeling good, you're like, yeah, theek hai. You can use it. So we were talking about customer lifetime value, right? So I may not have been an initial customer. I would have probably never thought of buying it also, never struck my mind. Since it was there, I used it and I felt good about it. then from there again I became a customer of that particular product. Now talking about, so I think everything that we've been saying, we've been talking about consumers, right? It has been consumer first approach, how can we be on our toes and so on and so forth. So ultimately it comes down to our credibility as brands. So if that credibility is there, I think credibility establishment, you need two major things. One is clear communication, second consistency. So as a brand, if you're maintaining that, over a course of time, people saying our stores are consistent. We don't have to tell, okay, fish is there, meat is there, this is there, that is there. They know it because LuLu customers who've been shopping there for a while, if I was in Dubai, I've gone to a LuLu store, I'm sure if I come down to a Bangalore store, I'm going to find a very similar environment. So that consistency has already been driving. But one more thing that I would like to add on here is, when we were talking about strong CRMs, I think it is very important how much are we empowering our employees, right? Because ultimately it is the CRM team who are trying to sort out issues. It could be either addressing a query, a sale query that a consumer might have had, or maybe even a redressal of a grievance, which again becomes very sensitive because again we were talking about tax and how quickly and how well we resolve this thing. So unless the employees are not empowered to take decisions, they said, "Yeah, nuksan ho jayega. Yeah, I think I'll have to consult my boss. I can't give an immediate replacement, but we'll get back to you." But somewhere, some things, if that empowerment is there, and if we can make sure that resolutions come out quickly, or we can be quick to respond to anything, be a query or a redressal, then it's a good way of retaining a customer.
Thank you. Anybody else?
So, yeah, I mean, very similar, but I would like to give emphasis to that communication point, right? So for us, repeat business is not possible, or it's possible, but very, very far, because home interiors, people get to do it like once in 10, 15 years, either they renovate or buy a new house. But, like as she was saying, the referrals, our referral business is 20%. So 20% of our business is through referrals. It's not through performance marketing or whatever. So 20% is a healthy chunk. Because in this business, people do not put their heads until unless they ask someone they know how your experience has been. Was it good enough? Until unless they know someone personally, they will not go with any brand, no matter what brand marketing, whatever I do in this business. They need someone personally they know to buy. Who has bought, then only they will buy. So referral is around 20%, and for us in terms of consumer engagement, it is the purchase, during purchase only, right? The purchase period is just too long, where a customer comes, books with us until the handover. It's a 4-month journey. So in this 4-month journey, what I felt is the communication is the key. In a project's business, I will screw up, we will screw up for sure. Something will go wrong, some light will come break while getting shipped to the customer side, some panel will bend, something will happen for sure, some scratches will come. But if we are honest and if we are communicating, customer understands. So if we are proactively communicating what has happened, what would be the ETA, if the timelines are getting revised, why are we getting result, without hiding anything, if we are honest and we are proactively communicating with the customer, then I feel for us the engagement happens, and when customer understands, and then that's how you win them over in the whole referral piece.
I think very, very interesting points. And sometimes when I listen to all of this, I think of myself as the end customer more than anybody else. How does it resonate with me? Because a lot of time brand owners tell me that if we could go and talk to 1 million customers of us today, if I could individually have 5 minutes with them and tell them about the brand, what do we stand for, the ethos, the things that we're doing, the innovations that we're doing, we really wish we could get that chance. Because you would always see, founders of brands speaking very highly of the products and very passionate about what they stand for, things they've built, and extending that passion to everybody in the team. I think we've all been part of such companies. I've worked with another word myself when Zomato online ordering had just begun. And the sheer passion he had, and he knew that Food Panda will not survive. I mean, not a very positive thing, but that's the sheer passion he had. And it was when Zomato just had 5 restaurants. Now, why do I share this is, I want to understand if today, you could reach out with one branding message to your end customers, and that it might be different for different customers. Again, that's open to every one of you. What is it that you would say in one line about your brand, which will make them understand exactly what your brand stands for? And if time permits, what will be the most effective way for you to reach out to them and communicating it? And if it's a one-on-one conversation, I mean, nothing like it. So anybody who wants to start, we can start from the leader, we can start from Super.
So for us, I think we have kind of figured it out, and that's what our website and everything says, that it's 45-day delivery or we pay rent. Okay, so that summarizes the message to customer that we are serious enough about their order. Either we will finish their projects in 45 days or we start paying rent for your premise. So, because we realize that timeline is among quality, price, timeline has been the most important piece for the customer. They are already giving rent, they have bought a house, now they are paying EMIs, they want to move fast. And this uncertainty, if I block from their minds, then it speaks volumes for the brand. So.
Perfect. And if somebody is not coming to your website, so both, how will you let them know? 45 days or I pay rent?
I mean, any channel.
One channel. Let's play fastest finger first. Any channel. I mean, this is just being playful. But what would you think that your customers would respond to most as a channel? I just want to understand a larger play.
As in, which channel they will respond?
Yeah, do you think it's going to be social media? Do you think it's going to be emails?
So yeah, I feel being a digital first brand, our majority of the customers are coming from performance marketing or the digital channel, and that's where also we say the same thing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, please.
So more as a fashion brand, we just believe that Soch makes a variety of products where you can be yourself. So it's not about we sell sarees, we sell kurtis, we sell a range of products. So it's about being yourself. And of course, we are doing a very affordable price. I'm speaking about the affordability minus the discounts. Like without any discounts, we are very, very affordable. So we are in a segment which is not the cheapest in terms of sarees on Myntra, but in our set of price points, we are among the leaders there. So when we are saying that be yourself and be well dressed and be confident at that. And in terms of the channel, as both mentioned, performance marketing, of course, because that's where we are reaching out to the new customers, but also Instagram, because Instagram, and via performance marketing to Instagram, because for fashion, Instagram is a great platform.
Thank you.
So yeah, we're still somewhat similar in business. So what we do is we make clothes fit them very well, and it's all in the customization, right? So their fit, their look and feel, and we allow them to stand unique in the crowd. So that's our offering. And same for us, social has been working really well for us as compared to performance.
So given that my brand is fairly new, we're only 5 months old, so I don't think I'll be able to very clearly answer this question. But to my understanding, I think, of course, Meta is a platform that we can leverage very well to reach out to the consumers, given that most of our consumers come from there so far, and we're an online first brand. We don't have any physical outlets as of now. So that is one, and to drive the right communication, if I was to say, you were asking me, what is that one line that you would use? So I don't know how to sum it up in one line, because there's just so much. We want to kind of eradicate the stigma behind mental well-being. I mean, talking about mental health issues and educate the consumer about the repercussions of mental health on the skin. So really want to bring that to the forefront, and so there's one small bit that I could say, to educate the consumer quickly would be that we recently ran this campaign around Diwali. So where we said that in 2009 the problem was crackers, today it's mental health issues. Where we kind of targeted communication towards the unaddressed mental health issues of adolescents. So parents don't realize what their kids are going through. It's completely unaddressed. So I mean, that's how I think I would lead the communication, through Meta perhaps.
So for Storia, it has the communication that we have working for us is, yes, the best possible quality of the product, the aseptic packaging that the brand has, and a consistent value proposition. So every time a consumer walks into a store or at an e-com platform, there is a uniform pricing that happens. As well as, so of course, health is the key factor that we talk about, that take a sip of change, that's the brand tagline as well. And of course, since it's an impulse product, so for us, I mean, to reach to a consumer, since it's not a planned purchase wherever the consumer can quickly get it, so that's where we want to be available consistently, and on e-com or neighborhood stores, so yeah, that's what we'll be looking at.
I think something I'd like to communicate is that we're a brand that will make you happy to be an outfit repeater, which is not something anybody wants to be in an Instagram age. But you know, to sort of double down on the message of something being really attractive and something that you want to put on your feed, but also that is wearable and that is not a fast fashion product that is just going to die after 5 wears. And in terms of the mode of communication, I think it's definitely Instagram, but since I think most consumption now is driven by at least some sort of purpose or value-driven message, I think an Instagram campaign that really centers around body positivity, but not in a very, you know, like beaten manner, like in a new fresh take on body positivity.
So, Wakefit focuses a lot on the product quality. So, all of our messages have been around that. Like when we did campaign with Rashmika, the point we tried to send to customer was try before you buy, or buy and try, or we'll take it back. So that 100 days guarantee we pushed. With Ayushman, what we have done is we realized through our sleep studies that India is highly sleep deprived. I think a lot of us are in this room. Like, how many of us can raise their hand that they get solid 8 hours of sleep? You get 8 hours? 3.
Some of us can raise both our hands.
Highly unlikely 16?
No, both our hands, we're not getting it.
Okay. So 3 out of whatever the full count here is. So essentially that led to wake up your inner child. So because our products, we think that they're that good. So product quality. Coming to second part, that with channel, unconstrained budget, I would like to have a hoarding in every street of this country. So the people see my name every day, they wake up, they go out, they come from anywhere. We should be in their head at all times, at all costs. But not the world we live in. So it's of course digital channels, we are the cheapest ones. And then we focus a lot on lately retail stores and being present in multi-brand, because it does 2 things. Customer walks in, sees a lot of things, may or may not buy, but they're aware of you now. And people in MBOs, especially multi-brand outlet, they go to buy sleepwear, but when they see Wakefit, so you end up having a bit of penetration and eating their market share. So that part, but like I said, unconstrained, then let them see us every time. But OTTs and brand campaigns over there work a lot. And if I may just add, if there is one question, in one-to-one with customer, I would like to ask them, it's just one question: why do you buy from us, if at all? क्यों खरीद रहा हूँ हमसे? There are so many shops, so many mattresses, so much of this happening everywhere. So why buy from us?
Great, thank you.
Okay, for me, the 2 elements which I would put forth is trust and transparency. These are 2 things which will be communicated to all the customers, because we are in multiple categories. So something uniform must be. Second, we have our tagline where the world comes to shop. So that itself says it all. Communication channel through my community. That's all. It can be digital, it can be individuals, but I think communities are what we will drive a lot.
So in our case, 2-3 things we want to communicate with the customers. One is Make in India, that is the primary goal of, as in government initiative is also there, and we are also trying to make more of the Make in India products in India. Number one. Number two, because it's a lifestyle category, so we have to keep on working on the colors, design, and the aesthetics of the products. So that is something which people will get attracted to. Why they buy my product being the new brand? Because of the color and the designs. Otherwise, there is no other parameters. Why they are buying me right as of now? I mean, big brands are there otherwise, and we are selling the same price range, not cheaper than that. Two. Number three is what working for us is, I would say it's a funnel. I'm like 30 days old brand, 40 days. First of all, I launched the brand on before Diwali. So first day one, social media we got around 5,000 people were there on social media, but we got only 5 orders. Day 2 was 20 orders. I was excited that 5 orders, wow, kya baat hai. People are accepting the brand. Now it is like 250 plus customers are buying every day. So the journey has been very, it has been going very on a good scale altogether. And that too, I was not there on Amazon, I was not there on Flipkart, but now everyone has converted me because I want to go with them as an alpha partner. So we did it, and we are there on Amazon, we are there on Myntra and Tata Click. Flipkart is something which I have left it out. I have only started in such a way. Otherwise, you will be live on Flipkart as well very soon. So for us, social media works. For us, WhatsApp is also working. And for us, email we haven't tried, but I think अगर try करेंगे तो वो भी एक अच्छा output देगा. Otherwise, it's the cheapest way of doing certain things. I feel good when I see my ad on YouTube. Yeah. Whenever I'm opening the TV and I saw an ad of coming on the YouTube, so getting good leverage of getting good visibility on social media platform as well as Google. Thank you.
So yeah, I really liked when he said that unconstrained budget, All of us want that. So, but yeah, it's not the world that we're living in. Litmus, so we are a technology and lifestyle brand. We are into affordable luxury, but we are luxury. And that's the strong message that we would want to take forward, because we want consumers to understand and know we have that kind of confidence as once you use our product, you're not going to move back. That's one strong message. We as a brand have a tagline which is limitless possibilities. Yeah. So we always through our campaigns, try and drive this message that live limitless, explore new possibilities, indirectly explore us. So that's something we are trying to push in a big way. And right, if unconstrained budget, then I would choose mainstream media. Try and reach as many people as possible, but currently we are bootstrapping, we understand, and we want to keep our business sustainable. So I think even though that's not the most favorable place where I would want to spend, I think we've been spending a lot of money on the platforms where we are selling, marketplaces at the moment, because the kind of products we are doing at the moment, there are these you do impulse purchases, but many a times that I'm going to buy this, and 75% of the market has moved there. So you need to be visible to be able to sell. So at the moment, yeah, that's where we are spending.
Okay, so as for the messaging, I'll be very honest and open about this. That over the last 10 years, my brand has obviously evolved, and it's mainly in sync with my personal evolution as a customer over the last few years. And of late, we are still in the transition mode, but we have identified that we don't want to be in the fast fashion game, and we slow fashion is basically something that came out as an antithesis to this term. So we are constantly now trying to shift our focus towards sustainability and buy it for life kind of communication, So yeah, my communication would be make conscious buying decisions, and that doesn't just mean choose sustainable materials, but even if you buy say something that's gonna last you years, compared to wearing it 2-3 times and then just moving on to the next thing, right? That itself makes a big impact individually as a consumer. As for the channel, it'll be email, hands down, because I've taken the survey as well from my customers, and email wins by a huge margin because WhatsApp, it's too personal. I personally also do not like brands reaching out to me on WhatsApp, and social media is too casual. So, I think email would be the primary choice.
Thank you. Quite an interesting mix of, engagement channels and taglines that we've heard today. So thanks a lot. I think we've pretty much come to the end of the session. Some of the things, I think just to wrap it up, I have a one-liner which I was just thinking while listening to everybody. And of course, I think I've become a fan of most of the brands that I've heard about because everyone's spoken about it with such passion. I think unlocking limitless customer lifetime value ultimately means delivering customer delight, delivering the best brand experience that you can to your customers, whether it is by a means of communication, whether it is by a means of product or service that you're providing, the after delivery of product and services. Everything boils down to a mix of everything that you're doing at every stage of customer interaction, from the point that a customer shows an intent to buy your product or service, when the customer makes a decision, makes a purchase, after the purchase, and how to get the customer back. And I think the agility, the consistency is what everybody mentioned, brings that entire piece together. And I wish everybody all the best in making these, personalized customer journeys true for your customers. Any closing points? If any two of you would like to volunteer, please do. We have a couple of minutes, just in case, no pressure. Anil, would you like to say some closing words?
So we heard us all speaking to each other, right? There's two things which I take away from this. Again, I go back to my old saying. One is agility, one is consistency. Keep that on, and the communications will be through there.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I think we have to respond faster on all the challenges or any situation we are facing. We have to act fast. Sense of urgency should always be there in your approach of working or anywhere. Two, relationship, whether it's a husband or wife or brother or sister or mother or father, any relationship, or maybe it's a business to the customer. The relationship only stick when you are communicating to them. If the communication stops, relationship will not respond to you. That is the only key to survive in the market. Keep on communicating, and what you are committing, you have to be there with them with consistency.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. A very, very interesting panel. I hope a very interesting set of takeaways.